ॐ नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रये हराय जनयिष्येत्य ब्रह्मणे नन्तशक्तये परावरात्मन् भूतात्मन् परमात्मन् नमोऽस्तु ते परमात्मन् नमोऽस्तु ते. My blissful gorgeous selves, what we know now as Mount Girinar in Gujarat was known as Mount Raivatak 5,000 years ago. Inhabitants of Dwarka used to have their festivals and special ceremonies performed in there. Sri Krishna and Rukmini were doing the completion rites of vow of an year-long fasting and worshipping, which Queen Rukmini had taken. Agni Yoga, worship and feasting of holy men and charities were going on. The couple was surrounded by thousands of wise people. Every day, music was echoing in the distance. Suddenly, Devarshi Narad appeared. The couple respectfully stood up, welcomed him, feasted him and worshipped. Please, Naradji gave Sri Krishna gift of a parijata flower which he had brought from the heaven. Lord Sri Krishna held it in his hands, respectfully enjoying sweet aroma it emanated. He enjoyed it for a while. Dear Sri Krishna, this is parijata flower from the Kalpavriksha, the desired tree from Nandanvan of the heaven, a special park of heaven. Naradji explained, my dear friends. He continued, it stays fresh for whole year, 1 year. Its form keeps changing according to the comforts of the user. It offers warmth in winter and coolness in summer. Music oozes out of it always. No use of radio. It also gives light in the night. No need of gems and sapphires. Mind of possessor of the flower stays highly positive and optimistic. As many flowers you wish, it will keep providing exactly as it is. One who wears it never gets sick, no hunger or thirst. Old age stays away. After a year, it will go away and unite with Kalpavriksha again. Sri Krishna's pleasant smile shone up, my dear friend. He smelt it and then gave it to Rukmini Devi, and she smelt it, and both looked at each other and smiled. Naradi complimented, wow, I know now. Rukmini Devi is the best beloved wife of Sri Krishna among all, whom he chose to present the best flower, best present of the world. Everyone heard Narada's remark. They began to talk about it, my dear friends, and Queen Satyabhama's maid was there. She told the news to her lordess back home, and Satyabhamaji could not bear it. She threw away her royal dresses, wore white sari, threw away her ornaments. She entered anger chamber, my dear friends, to avoid exchange of rough and rude words before guests, servants and maids, and keep the vibrations of palace pure and clean. Vedic royalties used to have a secret room in the palace. When somebody is enraged, used to go in there. No one except the targeted person was allowed to go in. Maids informed the latest news to Sri Krishna, my dear friends. And Sri Krishna stood up at once. He entered the anger chamber quietly. He observed Satyabhama ji is breathing heavily. Her face is red. She is throwing things, dashing them on the floor. All her decorations are lying on the floor. She is sitting with her back towards the door. Suddenly, she felt someone is paining her. Who is it? She shouted. No answer. She looked back and there was him, smiling Sri Krishna. You look very nice doing that, she said tear-filled. Sri Krishna sat beside her, took her hand into his and said, Did I offend you? I apologize. I am ready to pay the penalty whatsoever you charge me. Sri Krishna said, and then he looked around. Well, what difference these gems and what offense these gems and jewels have done to you? What wrong silk dress did which I had given to you? Let's put them back. Satyabhama said, I thought you loved me madly as I do, but today all your love proved to be just false, just a display of words. I am heartbroken. My heart is broken completely. As a good husband, all I beg you now is just let me go to the Himalayas to meditate. And her eyes were pouring down lots of tears. Don't know what sin from which life came up that soaked up all my happiness, that you don't love me anymore. Krishna began to wipe her tears and said emphatically, Who says I don't love you? There is no use to answer, Satyabhamaji said. I just don't want to disturb your honeysuckle days with Rukmini. After long meditations in Himalayas, when I become a Siddha Yogini, I will come to Dwarka and bless both of you. Now, just give me permission to go to the Himalayas. She sighed and sobbed louder and began crying. Krishna said, Why don't you tell me what happened? Just tell me the reason. Sri Krishna held her hand and insisted. Satyabhamaji said, My maids told me Devashi gave you that unique flower. You presented it to Rukmini. He sang a song of great love between you two, and you did not remember me at all. Please leave me alone and let me go to the Himalayas. Sri Krishna said, Is that all? It is true, Devashi gave me the flower. I gave it to Rukmini because she was there with me and wanted it. I did not know you also wanted it, but now I know you too want it. So, as a token of my love, what to speak of just a little flower, I promise you to bring the whole tree of Parijat and plant it right in your yard. You may give as many flowers you wish to anybody you want. Satyabhamaji's face became big, mouth opened in wonder. Wow, will you do that? Satyabhama spoke in great wonder and amaze. Yes, Sri Krishna said emphatically, I will definitely do that. All I want, don't ever leave me. Do whatever you want to, but don't ever leave me. And don't ever be upset on me, okay? Just don't desert my life going away from me. All anger of Satyabhama vanished, my dear friends. She embraced Sri Krishna hard and strong, both entwined in ambrosial embrace. And Sri Krishna said, his words moistured with love, I do love you, Satyabhama, madly, and I cannot survive without you. All smiles and tears returned, my dear friends. Both holding hands came out of inner chamber. Satyabhama dressed in 16 decorations and came to her living room where Sri Krishna and Narad were talking about Parijat. Naradji described looking at beaming face of Satyabhama with great delight. He said, Parijata tree rose from the sea with goddess Lakshmi during Sagar Manthan about 3 million years ago. That is planted in Nandanvan garden of heaven under the care of Queen Shachi Devi. She does not let anyone even approach it. The flower I presented you is from a duplicate Parijat which Sage Kashyap materialized by the request of his wife Aditi Devi. It is the greatest meritorious deed to tie one's husband with this tree and donate to a wise man. Aditi did it, Indra did it, and whoever does love becomes unbounded and eternal. Satyabhamaji looked at her hubby and said, I don't want that duplicate. I want the original one which you produced during turning the ocean. And I also want to tie you with the tree and donate. Original one, Naradji gasped. That's with Devi Shachi, and Indra will not give it to at any cost to anybody. He did not give even to Lord Shiva, who drank halal poison for them. And Lord Shiva had to materialize his own Parijata forest, but all duplicate trees are there. Maybe, perhaps, Lord Shiva can give you one from his forest. Sri Krishna said, Lord Shiva and Sage Kashyap are okay. They can provide me. But I have promised my dearmost wife to get her the real one, original one. Therefore, please go to heaven. Tell Indra my message. Give me the Parijata tree, or I will dash my mess on the same chest of yours, which is printed with the kumkum saffron of Shachi Devi's breast. Naradji went to heaven and conveyed the message to Indra in an assembly. And Indra said, after your mission is fulfilled, you will come to heaven, you can have Parijat. It is not wise to push a heavenly item in the midst of mortals. You are there, O Krishna, you are there to protect the Maryada and not to break them. That too, just to please a woman. What are you doing? You should be contented with whatever Brahmaji has set up to enjoy for the humans. Look, if humans also enjoy heavenly items, what will be the difference between humans and we gods? Therefore, you must not transgress the law. Naradji said, listen, Indra, Sri Krishna is powerful. He can take it by force. And Indra said, I am ready for the battle, but I will not give Parijat. Indra told frankly. And Naradji said, whenever trouble falls on your head, you run down to Sri Krishna and look at you. In times of his need, you betray a small help. And Indra said, well, he has become Upendra, my younger, my junior. He should honor me and not wage war for a little thing. Naradji said, it is a matter of promise. It's a matter of life and death to a warrior on the earth. Indra, try to understand. But Indra did not understand. And Naradji came to Dwarka and conveyed the message to Sri Krishna. Indra became afraid. He approached his guru sage Brihaspati. He heard it patiently and said, Indra, you are going to have a defeat. Sage Dev Sharma's wife's curse for your indecent advances are hovering over your head. Your head is under a devilish obsession. No matter what you decide, disaster is awaiting. You will not listen, so I am out of it. Indra became more scared. He became very afraid and he begged, oh Master, oh Gurudev, please help. Words of help work if a little bit of sanity is left. You never learned a lesson by your defeat in Giri Govardhana affairs. Please do something. Please, Gurudev, do something. I am your disciple. All VIPs of heaven, my dear friends, sat together in Indra's chamber and started brainstorming. Hours and hours it continued. It continued days after days. At last they concluded, we must divert Sri Krishna's attention to a new cause, which must be dangerous one for him and all over the world. At the completion, it must be directly benefiting us. Excite Sri Krishna's emotion for that. Invite Sri Krishna and Satyabhamaji in heaven. She can do donation ceremony here. Thus, we will save Parijata going away to the humans. Now, my dear friends, I am leading you into the episode of Bhaumasur's deliverance. 5,000 years ago, all the way from Assam to Shanghai was the most powerful state known as Pragjyotishpur, my dear friends. About 200 million years ago, in the beginning of this Manvantara, when Lord Varaha was delivering the planet Earth from the grip of a dreaded demon Hiranyaksha, planet Earth's guardian angel Prithvi Devi became pregnant by the touch of Lord Varaha. Since she was fearfully watching the demon chasing Lord Varaha, her son turned out to be a demon. After the birth of a boy, when both saw it has dangerous demonic features, the mother requested the Lord for not killing him. So therefore, dear friends, when your wife or your family members are pregnant, be careful, not let her not see a bad thing, horrible thing, terrible thing, terrorizing thing, and also not the dirty, devilish serials on the television. Okay? Otherwise the child is going to be reckless, spineless, a home destroyer, an old man's insulter, okay? All kinds of that. Therefore, be careful. You make your own destiny, okay? So, Prithvi Devi requested the Lord, please not to kill him. And Lord Varaha said, until you say so, I will not kill him. And she was contented. Earth is called Prithvi and also Bhudevi or Bhumi. So, the demon was known as Bhaumasur. Later on, his each advances created hell, Narak, for everybody. So he was also famous as Narkasur. All humans are sons of Mother Earth. When humanity at large is misguided, creates hell all around him, in his home and inside himself. When humans forget their originality in ignorance of Vedic cosmology and cosmic or intercontinental history, his step his steps move towards demonicism, my dear friends, as it is happening in this 21st century nowadays. If he did not use discretion, his life becomes that of a full-fledged demon. Then only the remembrance of Narayan, which is in an other way wisdom of enlightenment alone, is able to save him. This was the son of earth. Earth revealed him all her secrets and mysteries. He, Bhaumasur, became the greatest scientist, invincible person to all, throughout the world. Pragjotishpur was his capital. It was surrounded by impenetrable hill, hill ranges on all sides. But that was not enough security to him. Okay, that was not enough security to him. He created dangerous wall of circular water circus. Then again, firewall, burning firewall, then poisonous gas wall. Then he had set automatic weapons, missile, which was shot by sound wave. After this, there ran wires all around his city, which can electrocute anyone. Then there was water flowing around the city. It is in this water reservoir, five-headed demon called Mura lived in his fantastic mansion. He was the main security in charge. He was the lord of all security officers. Inside his moat was a magical city like El Dorado. There were thousands of skyscraper buildings. In the center of the city, statesmen lived, my dear friends. Surrounded by their mansion was the palace of Narkasur. He was the friend of Jarasandha and Paundrak and Banasur and host of other ambitious kings of those days. Many of them died or defeated badly by Lord Krishna. Since then, as he heard all that news, he was concerned and built a tight security system. He had an ambition to possess all the best of the world. He attacked the heaven 3 times and returned with enormous wealth and chhatra, the insignia of sovereignty of Varuna Dev, earrings of Aditi, and the celestial summit, Mani Parvat. While returning, he picked up 16,100 most beautiful princesses from different states on his way, including 14-year-old Kasheru, the daughter of Prajapati Twastra. He kept them in decent homes with all the comforts. He wanted to marry with all of them as soon as their number grows into 100,000. His favorite hobby was to bother those enlightened beings who were proceeding to the final destinations of their way to transcendental world. He enjoyed it. He said, "Earth is my mother, and who are leaving her forever? This is impractical and foolish. I must punish them. One must live on the earth, Earth is our mother, and anybody who is leaving it forever is culprit. I'll punish him. These days, his terrorism was growing day by day. So about a dozen of celestials decided to kill many birds with one stone. And they approached Sri Krishna in Dwarka. As soon as King Ugrasen saw these luminous beings coming to his assembly, he rose up in welcome with entire royal assembly. After warm reception and feast, Indra said to Sri Krishna, "Dear Sri Krishna, you may be displeased by my behavior, but that's our personal matter. We will handle it together in proper time. At present, our mother, Aditi Devi, has been badly insulted. This needs to be avenged." And Sri Krishna asked, "Who did it and how?" And Indra said, "Your son did it." And Sri Krishna looked around. Which of my sons? Sri Krishna wondered and looked at his few sons, young sons, baby sons sitting around there. And Indra said, "Not these babies, but Bhaumasur, that great demon born of Prithvi Devi, with the power of blessings of Brahmaji. He is invincible to us and everyone. I can bear his abduction of our sovereignty insignia and celestial summit, but I cannot stand his abduction of our mother's favorite earrings. Since then I have sleepless nights, Krishna." Then Sri Krishna said, Your mother is my mother, and mother's insult cannot be tolerated anymore. I will finish his life of terror, Indra. Just remember, I promise you." And Indra requested, "Please bring Satyabhama with you to heaven and fix the rings to mother's ears by your own hands." And Sri Krishna said, Okay. The celestials were very pleased and returned to heaven singing and dancing, and they believed they have avoided the trouble coming on heaven. The news spread of Sri Krishna's departure. They were packing. Next day, Krishna was preparing for the journey. Mighty Garuda was waiting outside. Palace was very busy. Queen Satyabhama came running, crying, and hung on Sri Krishna's shoulder and begged, "Hubby, take me with you, please. I cannot stand separation from you." And Sri Krishna looked at her face, crying face, worried face, and said, "Dear, come fast. Pack up your suitcase. Come soon. Hurry up, dear." In the midst of house, and Sri Krishna said, said the queen in front of Garuda. Then he also took his seat, and lo, Garuda rose up in the air, while thousands of hands waving up, and the couple warmly looking at them while waving hands in response. Soon Garudaji captured his speed. There were thousands of feet above in the sky, and Sri Krishna is showing Satyabhamaji the places, holy places of the country. "Look, Satyabhama, this is Ujjain, Avantikapuri, this is Mount Vindhyachal, and this is beautiful Narmada river, and this is Prayagraj, and this is Kashi Varanasi, and this is Gaya, and this is Giribraj, and this is Ang, and that is Bang, and lo, this is well-known Kamakhya, holy place, and that is Pragjotishpur. Please, Satyabhama, be seated carefully. Any danger is possible. The enemy is very tough and powerful. Please sit on my back, holding me tightly, okay? And Garuda moved on, my dear friends. Sri Krishna shattered down the ramparts of mountains with his Komodaki mare. He destroyed the missile fortifications with his arrows, the walls of water, fire and gas with his Sudarshana Chakra, discuss. He cut off the snares laid by Mura with his sword. Then he laid down the engines set on the ramparts with the blast of his Panchajanya conch. Then what happened, dear friends? Panchajanyadhanim srutva Panchajanyadhanim srutva yugantasani vishanam Murashayana uddaldo danya panchashirajalat. This Panchajanya conch of Lord Krishna, my dear friends, produced many different kinds of sounds according to need. Hearing those repeated blasting sounds of terrific Panchajanya conch, the most dreaded monster Mura jumped out of his bed. Hurriedly he grabbed his missile trident. He came out very fast and saw a most beautiful couple on the back of a huge white bird. Enraged with a terrible wrath, with his gaping mouth, staring them with his blazing eyes, brandishing his trident, he hurled it unto Garuda with full force. Then he roared around with all his 5 mouths, terrifying all directions, believing that they are all dead. But he was amazed to see a pair of arrows cut down his trident in 3 pieces before it could even reach the eagle. Then those arrows struck his roaring mouth. Ouch! He blurted out in pain. Now he was doubly enraged and hurled his heavy mass at Sri Krishna. At once Sri Krishna hurled his Kaumodaki Gada, that mass, and it sped as it flew with a tremendous force, and lo, a devastating crash in the sky. Fire sparkled out, and Mura's mass split in thousands of splinters. Then, devastatingly furious, the demon somersaulted in the sky, lifting his arms up to grab Sri Krishna and kill. Now, Lord Krishna waved his finger, and lo, Sudarshan Chakra, the discus sped as a blazing wildfire, and chopped all his 5 heads off with big sound. Lifeless body fell in the water of the moat, my dear friend. The news reached to Bhaumasur. He urged Mura's 7 sons to revenge the death of their father. Fiercely enraged, they all hurled arrows, swords, javelins, masses, spears, and pikes on Sri Krishna. His weapons just grounded them in tiniest pieces. Then sped the discus, chopping their 8 limbs off, my dear friend, they are dead. Enraged to see this from the top of his fort, Bhaumasur ran down with army of huge elephants. Tishtva Savaryam Garudo Paristitam Suryo Parishta Sadarit Anam Yadha Krishnam Jadasmai Gasriyakshat Agni Yodhar Jagarve Yugabatna Vivyadu. Perceiving Sri Krishna with his paws mounted on white eagle, looking like cloud united with lightning appearing above the sun, the dreadful demon hurled at him fire blasting Shatagni javelin. All his army hit Sri Krishna with the same weapons. Garuda rose much higher in the sky beyond their reach. Thus all fire blasts fell back on their city, destroying thousands of skyscrapers buildings. Now Garuda came down and struck the elephants with his beak and wings and claws. Pierced and torn, broken heads and bellies, they retreated into the city. Narkasur shot an invincible javelin on Garudaji. As if hit by a flower garland, Garuda just pulled it off and continued fighting. Now Narkasur was dreadfully enraged. Staring at Krishna with bloodshot eyes, he shot a most powerful Shakti as it sped up nearing Krishna. But but it flew away, touching Sri Krishna's crown. Satyabhamaji got worried, heart trembled. She became impatient. She shouted out, "What are you doing, darling? Just kill this demon with your discus. Hurl up quickly. I cannot stand this dangerous sight." At once, Narkasur shot a blazing trident. Krishna hurled his discus. It burned his trident and lopped up the head of Narkasur. It fell down on the ground, resplendent with the lovely diamond earrings. "Oh, what a pity!" cried the citizens. But Sureshwara Malyair Mukundam Vikirantaidire. Sages and celestials sang songs of joy and showered flowers, my dear. Right then, look! Tatasya bho Krishnamupetya kundale pratapta jambu nadaratna vasare savai jayantya vanamalayarpayat pracheta samchhatra matho mahamanim. Then, holding hand of Narkasur's son, presiding lady of the planet Earth, Devi came out of the palace. She handed over Aditi's earrings, Varuna's chhatra and Mahamani Sumit to Sri Krishna and apologized and prayed, heart full of devotion, my dear friend. Nama Pankaja Namaya, Nama Pankaja Maline. Nama Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye Ajayanish Itresya Brahmane Nantashaktaye Paravaratman Bhutatman Paramatman Namostute. My salutation to be to you. My salutation be to you, God of all God. Hail to you who have lotus sprung from your navel. Hail to you adorned with the garland of lotus. Hail to you, the lotus-eyed one, lotus-soft feet. O you, the birthless creator of the universe, the absolute of endless potency, my salutations to you, inner controller of great and small items, being of the world, to you, one with 5 elements, O the Supreme Lord, Paramatman Namostute, Paramatman Namostute. This grandson of mine, this is Bhagadatta, the prince, is being brought to your lotus feet. Protect him. Tatpalayenam kuruhasta pankajam shirasya mushyakhila kalmashapaham. Place on his head your lotus palm which destroys all sins. Satyabhamaji alighted from the eagle and blessed the boy, innocent boy. The boy invited them in the palace. Come, O Lord, thousands of sad, worried girls are awaiting your grace. Sri Krishna came in and saw those ever meditative, saffron dressed, austere beauties with despondent face. All saw Sri Krishna and they all prayed, Bhuyat patirayam mahyam dhata tadanumodita. May Sri Krishna be our beloved Lord and may the destiny approve it. They knelt down before Satyabhamaji and said, Her Majesty, demon had abducted us. We were helpless. We lived here too long. Nobody will trust our character. We are orphans. Please provide us shelter. We cannot go to our home. Our parents will not accept us. Satyabhamaji said, You are all my sisters. The only wealth of my life is this, my hubby. I am willing to share him with all of you. You are all going to Dwarka. I cannot bear your yogini dresses. Please take it off and dress yourself worthy to be consorts of my hubby. All glories to Queen Satyabhama. We are blessed, they cheered and applauded. Sri Krishna coronated Prince Bhagadatta, my dear friends. He offered 64 white elephants, horses, gems and other gifts. Well decorated and worshipped, the maidens were sent to Dwarka in curtained chariots. And Sri Krishna boarded on Garuda with Satyabhamaji and flew for heaven, my dear friends. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.